Hare Krishna. Welcome all to Shubhamangalarati, and now let's begin with the Bhagavatam class. So, we all know that we've completed 10th chapter and we have entered the 11th chapter. And here Krishna is departing from Hastinapur and he's entering Dwarka. So, I'll just try and share my screen. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, verse, chapter 11, verse 2. So, Uchchakase Davalo Daro Daro Apya Urukramasya Dhara Sona Sonima Dada Maya Mana Karakanja Sampute Yet Baja Kande Kalahamsa. Word to word meaning, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, word to word meaning, Saha, that Uttakase became brilliant, Davala Uddara, white and fat bowled, Dhara, conch shell, Api, although it is so, Urukramasya, of the great adventurer, Adrasona, by the transcendental quality of his lips, Sonima reddened, Dada Maya Manaha, being sounded, Karakanja Sampute, being caught up by the grip of the lotus hand, Yata, as it is, Abaja Khande, by the stems of the lotus flower, Kalahamsa, ducking swarm, Utstavanaha, loudly sounding. Translation: the white and the fat bowled conch shell, being gripped by the hand of Lord Krishna and sounded by him, appeared to be reddened by the touch of his transcendental lips. It seemed that a white swan was playing in the stems of red lotus flowers. Purport: the redness of the white conch shell due to the lip touch of the Lord is a symbol of spiritual significance. The Lord is all spirit, and matter is ignorance of his spiritual existence. Factually, there is nothing like matter in spiritual enlightenment, and this spiritual enlightenment takes place at once by the contact of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The Lord is present in every particle of all existence, and he can manifest his presence in anyone. But by adherent love and devotional service to the Lord, and in other words, by spiritual contact with Lord, everything becomes spiritually reddened like the conch shell in the grip of the Lord. And the Paramahamsa, or the spiritually intelligent person, plays the part of a ducking swan in the water of spiritual bliss, and eternally decorated by the lotus flower of Lord's feet. So before we discuss on this verse, I would like to offer my prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadhanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna पादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So I'll try and read out the translation again. The white and fat bowled conch shell, being gripped by the hand of Lord Krishna and sounded by him, appeared to be reddened by the touch of his transcendental lips. It seemed that a white swan was playing in the stems of red lotus flowers. So here we can see as to how the Supreme Lord, he is departing from Hastinapur and he is entering Dwarka. So it had been a very long time since Krishna had left Dwaraka and he was at Hastinapur for Kurukshetra, for the war of Kurukshetra and making Pandavas all victorious. He is coming back to Dwaraka now. And we had seen as to how the women of Hastinapur were all lamenting because they were getting separated from Krishna. And they were expressing their gratitude to Krishna by glorifying him by using topmost words and which is even considered to be even it is considered to be even more perfect than those of Vedic hymns and auspicious than those of Vedic hymns. So we had seen as to how Krishna is departing from Hastinapur and in the 11th chapter Srila Prabhupada is mentioning as to how Krishna is entering Dwarka. So we can see that when Krishna is entering Dwaraka, the conch shells are being blown. So when conch shells are being blown, blowing of conch shell is a sign of auspiciousness. So when Krishna comes, he brings his Krishna himself is all auspicious. So such Supreme Lord is coming. So wherever the Supreme Lord is present, that means it is being accompanied by the goddess of fortune, that is Lakshmi Devi, and all the auspiciousness is being present where the Supreme Lord is present. So in order to emark this auspiciousness, conch shells are being blown and the Dwarka Vasis are receiving Krishna by blowing the conch shell, marking that the auspicious time for them have started and they're all happy. So we were yesterday Vinay Prabhu was telling as to how even when Mangalarati is happening in the morning, that time conch shells are being blown. So he was telling it is first of all to show that Krishna has arrived. Krishna is all ready for Mangalarati. He is ready to give darshan, and it is marking a sign. It is a sign of auspiciousness. And secondly, it is to alert the devotees that the Mangalarati has started and they have to come and attend. So similarly, here also it is a marking that Krishna has entered Dwarka, and also to inform all the citizens of Dwaraka that Krishna is back from Hastinapur. So the on this particular verse, Guru Maharaj had given a class on this particular verse, and it was so enlightening to hear from Guru Maharaj. He was mentioning in the class as to how when Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj had got the personal association of Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada used to go all around the world to preach the cult of Krishna consciousness. And when Srila Prabhupada used to not stay at Mayapur and when Guru Maharaj, along with his god brothers, used to stay at Mayapur. And for months together, Guru Maharaj couldn't get the association of Srila Prabhupada, because Prabhupada would be at another place preaching Lord Chaitanya's message. So at this point of time, Guru Maharaj mentioned that they used to feel that separation from Srila Prabhupada. But as soon as the car of Srila Prabhupada comes, Guru Maharaj used to mention that just by the arrival of Srila Prabhupada's car, all the grief, the separation that Guru Maharaj, along with his god brothers, used to go through, it would be removed at once. And Guru Maharaj was mentioning, as soon as Srila Prabhupada enters, they used to start blowing conch shells. And Guru Maharaj used to he mentioned that they used to even put on the siren that was there at the Lotus building, and they used to burst firecrackers, showing that Srila Prabhupada has arrived. So Srila Gurudev was mentioning as to how the arrival of Srila Prabhupada to Mayapur used to relieve all his god brothers from and Guru Maharaj and all his god brothers from the the separation they had through they were going through. And because Srila Prabhupada is the representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna, Guru Maharaj said that they used to blow conch shell, because the arrival of Srila Prabhupada into Mayapur was marking auspiciousness. It was all auspicious for them that Srila Prabhupada, after such a long time, was returning back to Mayapur. And why did Srila Gurudev mention this point in the class? Is because how Srila Prabhupada used to come and relieve all from the grief and separation they were going through. Similarly, Krishna's enter into Dwaraka here is relieving all the Dwaraka Vasis from the separation they had and they were going through for the time period. But when Krishna was not present at Dwaraka and he was at Hastinapur for the battle of Kurukshetra. So this is how Krishna, when he comes, he brings auspiciousness, and the blowing of conch shell marks that all auspicious supreme personality of Godhead is arriving. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada has very nicely he has written that the redness of white conch shell due to the lip touch of the Lord is a symbol of spiritual significance. The Lord is all spirit, and matter is ignorance of his spiritual existence. So when the conch shell was touched by Krishna's lotus lips, it had touched Krishna's lotus lips is when you can see this, it is compared to a bimba fruit. It is a red color fruit. It has a deep red, it is a deep red color fruit. In Damodar Ashtakam also, it is mentioned as to how the lips of the Supreme Lord is like the bimba fruit, as the red as bimba fruit. So these red lotus lips of the Lord, when it touches the conch shell, automatically the redness of Krishna's lips gets transferred to the conch shell. And Guru Maharaj was mentioning as to how this is all auspicious. So how the touch of Krishna, by the touch of Krishna's lips, the conch shell had become red. Similarly, Guru Maharaj was mentioning, just by allowing Krishna to enter into our lives, all the miseries in our lives can at once be vanquished. Just as the lotus lips of Krishna touched the conch shell, Guru Maharaj said the entire act of Krishna touching Krishna's lips touching the conch shell and it turning red is spiritual. So anything and everything that comes in contact with Krishna, that gets the lotus touch of Krishna, it becomes spiritualized. That is what Guru Maharaj was mentioning. So Guru Maharaj was telling this particular instance as to how he had seen a drama, and in that drama Yamaraj were going and complaining to Krishna, telling that oh, everybody is chanting the holy names of the Lord, and because during their entire lifetime they're chanting the holy name of the Lord, and at the end of their lifetime they happened automatically, they happened to remember Krishna, and because of this everybody is going back home, back to Godhead. And Krishna, because everybody is coming to you, we don't have any work. And what is the work of Yamadutas and Yamaraj is to punish people for their wrongdoing. But because everybody is associating with the holy name and chanting the holy name of the Lord, the Yamarajas are complaining that they do not have any job left because everybody is going back to Goloka. And Guru Maharaj was telling that, he desires that such a day actually comes, and all that Yamadutas actually complain that everybody is chanting the names of Chaitanya and Nityananda. So the significance of stating this was that when anybody comes in contact with Krishna, all their miseries get vanquished. So that is how Krishna is, and that is how auspicious Krishna is. In the entire class, Guru Maharaj was emphasizing on how this verse tells about centralizing Krishna in the life of a devotee, how the touch of Krishna can spiritualize, how Krishna touched the conch shell and it became red. Similarly, when we centralize Krishna in our lives can become all blissful, all the miseries can be removed just by adding Krishna, just by centralizing Krishna in our lives. So the best example and the acharya who showed us how we can centralize Krishna, how we can keep Krishna in the center, and just by keeping Krishna in the center, how conch shell became, how this act, that small act of Krishna touching the conch shell, spiritualized it. Just by adding Krishna into our daily lives can spiritualize our lives. So during our initiation there used to be one question that we were asked. So why do you keep tilak? So just by bathing, you're all purified, because you're taking bath every day, you're all clean and you're purified. But why do you keep tilak? It is because it spiritualizes. So similarly, when we add Krishna into our daily routine, for the mundane people it may seem that oh, this person is doing all the activities that we are doing, but the difference is that we are keeping Krishna in the center, and the others are not keeping Krishna in the center. So when we keep Krishna in the center, a normal act can become, it can get spiritualized. So as I was mentioning, in our parampara, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, it was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur who started this concept of spiritualizing Krishna, centralizing Krishna and spiritualizing everything. Everything can be used in the service of Krishna. And the best Acharya who depicted it was Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Everything can be spiritualized, because he started this process called as Yukta Vairagya, wherein you don't, have this false renunciation. But what is actual renunciation is engaging all your senses and centralizing Krishna. Because Bhakti Vinod Thakur, it is said that he used to even, wear a coat, a suit, and then he used to go to the court and argue there and win cases. But it is always said that you have to dress like a Vaishnava. But because Bhakti Vinod Thakur job required that kind of dressing, he used to do it. But what was the motive of him going to the court and presenting the cases was that so that he could earn money and serve Krishna. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also got this idea of Yukta Vairagya, wherein everything can be used for the service of Krishna. So I remember how Srila Prabhupada also got he followed the footsteps of his Guru Maharaj. He used everything in the service of Krishna. So once Srila Prabhupada was coming in a Rolls Royce car, and one of the news reporter asked, Srila Prabhupada, you're claiming yourself to be a sannyasi, and how can you, travel in such a luxurious car? How can you add luxury into your life? How can, because you're a sannyasi, you have to be renounced. And that time, Srila Prabhupada, he tells that, yes, I am traveling in Rolls Royce car, but I am not going on a vacation. Srila Prabhupada is not going on vacation. What is the purpose of Srila Prabhupada traveling in the car? Is because Krishna has provided it. And because Krishna has provided it, he is using it back in the service of Krishna. So Prabhupada also tells that, see, today Krishna has given me Rolls Royce car to travel, so I'm using it in the service of Krishna. Tomorrow, if Krishna desires that I have to come in a bullock cart, that also I will follow, and I will use that bullock cart also in the service of Krishna. So the entire point to understand is that how Srila Prabhupada, you know, he made sure that even material things, when it is used in the service of Krishna, it can be spiritualized. That is what we are seeing in the verse, how conch shell is a normal thing, but when it came in touch with the Supreme Lord, it got spiritualized. So even Guru Maharaj, it was a very nice instance. And when I heard it, I was, hearing it and enjoying how Guru Maharaj was telling, we can even utilize technology in the service of the Supreme Lord. And Guru Maharaj had given up this challenge in one of the other Srimad Bhagavatam class I was hearing. He was telling how, we can make everybody chant the names of the holy names of the Lord. And Guru Maharaj was telling, all you have to do is shoot a 30-second video, and Guru Maharaj had provided a particular email ID, and chanting the holy name of the Lord, you have to make a new person chant the holy name of the Lord, shoot a video, and it can be sent to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj was telling as to how we are all taking so many selfies, and it is are we taking our own picture. But Guru Maharaj was telling, you no, you take a selfie, you make a selfie video, but you chant the holy name of the Lord, and that can be forwarded to the particular mail. So how Guru Maharaj is using the smartphone in a smart way. So he was telling, all of you have a smartphone, so you smartly use it and make a video of you chanting the holy name, or you making the other person chant the holy name, and it can be forwarded. How Guru Maharaj was so smart enough to use this smartphone for the service of the Supreme Lord. And we can even see how Guru Maharaj, he got this entire revolution of, using Zoom for providing, for spreading Krishna consciousness. The idea of using technology, and Guru Maharaj also follow these footsteps of Srila Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, how he spiritualized technology it is on a material platform, but when Guru Maharaj used it for spiritual discussions, it became spiritualized. So that was the point as to how adding Krishna into our lives is so important. And we'll try and see some more examples from the scriptures, how devotees have added Krishna into their life, and it's become all blissful for them. Guru Maharaj was telling, how we all can add the Krishna into our lives. All that we have to do is, follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. And Guru Maharaj was telling, when we chant, the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada, there is a verse that it tells, Gauravani Pracharine. Why should we? Guru Maharaj also told that. Now somebody may ask, what is the requirement of me spiritualizing my life? Why Guru Maharaj told the purpose is to serve Srila Prabhupada. In Srila Prabhupada has to, in his, when we tell the pranam mantra, it is said that Gauravani Pracharine. That means we have to serve Srila Prabhupada, assist Srila Prabhupada in spreading the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu far and wide. And this can be done only when we keep Krishna in the center and spiritualize our lives. So I will try and just share few pastimes. So first one is the story of Sudama. We all know Sudama was such a poor Brahmana. When he visited Krishna, he didn't even have proper clothes to wear. He wore torn dhoti and kurta, and he went to Krishna and he had chipped rice. That too, how did he get the chipped rice? His wife had gone begging to other people's house, and through that begging, they managed to collect some chipped rice. And Sudama took this chipped rice and he went to Krishna. And when Sudama, when he came in contact with Krishna, and he offered this chip rice to Krishna, and he went after he left he left the palace of Krishna, and he went back, and he saw that this poverty stricken poor Brahmana Sudama had all turned. He'd become a millionaire. It was such an impossible thing. Nobody could imagine that Sudama is living in a palace. He has maid servants, and they are bringing all the exotic fruits, dry fruits, food, and serving Sudama. It is such an impossible thing to imagine in itself. But it happened. It is an impossible thing, but it happened. Why is it? Because Sudama came in contact with Krishna. So when he came in contact with Krishna, all the miseries were removed, and from a poverty-stricken Brahmana, he became a billionaire. And we also can see this another pastime of the touchstone. We all know this pastime, but I'll just try and brief it again as to how there was a Shaivite. He was devotee of Lord Shiva, and he asked for a Chintamani, and Lord Shiva tells him that you go to Sanatana Goswami. He is at Vrindavan, and you ask him to give you the touchstone. So we all know how the Shaivite, he goes to Sanatana Goswami and he asks for touchstone. But what is the most important thing is to note that Sanatana Goswami tells that it is somewhere lying in the garbage there. You can find it, you can search for it, and you can take. And this devotee of Lord Shiva, he searches for it, he gets the touchstone, and he goes back home, and he tells his wife that he got the touchstone, and anything he touches, it turns into gold. But then later he tells his wife, that Goswami, how foolish is he? He has put this touchstone into the garbage. How can he do such a thing? Then his wife tells that if he has thrown this touchstone that can change anything into gold, that means he has something even more valuable. Go ask him and come. No, what is that valuable thing that is more valuable than this touchstone? And then he goes and he asks Sanatana Goswami, you've thrown this touchstone into the garbage. That means you should be having something more valuable than this touchstone. Can you give it to me? And that's when Sanatana Goswami initiates him. He gives the all auspicious Hare Krishna Mahamantra to this Shaivite, and this is the actual touchstone that can turn anything into spirituality. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra that Sanatana Goswami gave it to this devotee of Lord Shiva, that could turn anything into anything material into spiritual. So Guru Maharaj was mentioning as to how we all have to chant the holy name of the Lord, and that is the actual touchstone. That is the actual touchstone that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given for this age of Kali. Guru Maharaj said, Grihe tako, vane tako, sada hari bole tako. That means or whether you are in your home, whether you are in forest, anywhere you are, just keep chanting the holy name of the Lord. So that is the actual touchstone. Because in this Kali Yuga, we all know we are short lived, and we are manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya. So for this age of Kali Yuga, the actual touchstone is chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord. And how the lips of Krishna touch, the red lips of Krishna touch the conch shell, and it became all spiritualized. If we can chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord, then everything gets spiritualized. If we can add Krishna, chant the holy name of the Lord, then everything becomes spiritualized. And the last point I want to add is, in the similar way how the conscious, anything that the lips of the Lord touched the conch shell and it became spiritualized. Similarly, anything that comes out of the lotus mouth of the spiritual master, it is not a simple thing, it is a spiritual thing. Anything, that Gurumukha Padmavakya Chitet, uh, Gurumukha Padmavakya Chitete Korina Akya. So anything that comes out of the lotus mouth of the spiritual master, it is all spiritual. So Guru Maharaj, I was hearing to Guru Maharaj's lectures as to how, we have to make Bangalore the first Krishna conscious city in the world. And he was also telling how Grihasthas should give birth to Paramahamsas. But on thinking, when we, analyze it, we may feel it is not possible, because it is coming out of Srila Gurudev's mouth, because it is coming out of Srila Gurudev's lotus lips. Anything that comes out of the lotus lips of spiritual master, it is possible, because it is coming out of the mouth of a pure devotee, and Krishna will make it happen. So these were some of the points that I could gather from today's verse, and how everything can be spiritualized is what it can be summed up to if we add Krishna into our lives. So thank you so much for your patient hearing. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Patita Pavana Guru Maharaj ki jai.